the Cobbler. Thanks for checking me out again. Uh, if you would hit like and subscribe, that would do me a great service. I will be having a contest for the first 50 public subscribers. I'll draw a name at random and I'll hand out a prize. Um, so, again, I can't do this without my sponsors. So, thank you, Chris Rapselli with Crown Homes Real Estate and First State Properties. If you are looking to sell your house or if you're looking to buy the home of your dreams in Delaware, Pennsylvania, or Maryland, get a hold of Chris. Him and his team will help you out. The Big Ass Cornhole Podcast, they're awesome guys. Again, they have supported me from the beginning, and they took a chance on me. So give them a listen. If you're looking for any of their apparel, hit Jam Apparel. It's in my link tree. Code Cobbler saves you 10%. You're gonna see me show these to Tony in the interview, but my bags came in. Check out these sweet Brotherhood Cornhole Cobbler collab bags. You have the series up here, the stamp, and my name is the belt. I do have 4 sets for sale. If you are interested, they are $100. I will be at Executive with them. And then, this is the reason we're here. Delaware Cornhole, thank you so much. All right, before we get into the Tony Brewer interview, I want to explain to you what the MVP meant. The MVP took every player that had 750 rounds or more, and then it ranked them. People were ranked by the amount of podiums they were on, their PPR, their OPPR, their DPR, their 4-bagger percentage, and their off percentage. Tony Brewer was in the top 5% for everything but podiums, and he was 20th in podiums with 16. He was overall our best player. So that's what MVP means when I'm saying it, and I'm going to refer to it in a question. So that's why I needed to explain it. All right, so without further ado, Mr. 2024 Delaware Cornhole MVP himself, here is Tony Brewer. Good evening, everyone. I'm here with Tony Brewer. He was 2024 Delaware Cornhole MVP. He is a former ACL pro, and he is one of our top shooters overall, whether it's MVP or not. Tony, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. And we're going to get started. This is more introduction. This is for anybody that doesn't know you so that they can get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
What do you like to do? What do you do outside of cornhole? And that meaning, what do you do for work? And then do you have any other hobbies?
So a job, I have a small business, a waterproofing company. We do all new home foundations, the waterproofing, exterior drainage systems, termite controls, sump pump packages. Keep 10 to 12 employees. Been doing it for about 22 years. Never slowed down even when the housing market crashed. We're still busy all through Delaware. Hobbies kind of outside of cornhole, like old cars, trucks, new cars, new trucks. Electric bikes is kind of what I like to do now. Go up to the Fair Hill Farms and ride all through there. Kayaked a few times last year, but mainly just working and hanging out at the house for the most part.
All right. So let's face it, you win a lot. What is your most memorable win?
Singles or doubles, or does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
So we didn't win the whole tournament, but Paradise Grill, Delaware Cornhole does every year. Huge tournament, great environment, one of a kind atmosphere if you've never been there. Shelly Bunch and me, our first game of the day was Brady Foster and Frank Verona. Bad draw for us. Everybody in the match throws over a 10 for the game. We win 21-19. We go into the losers bracket probably 3 or 4 games later, thanks to Brian Wire and Tim Lubecker, Delaware locals. run into Frank Verona and Brady Foster again, and then win again 21-20
Oh,
after like a long, hard fought game that could have went either way. Just two great matches, the atmosphere. That's one of the most wins that sticks in my head just because of the people around, the atmosphere, and it's kind of it was a fresh memory. So that's one of the biggest ones I can remember that sticks in my head.
okay. So it's funny that you bring up Paradise Grill because that's one of the reasons why I started all this. Um, we have a lot of pros that fly in, and so I want to be able to introduce those pros to the locals so that when y'all
Yeah.
go play under the tent, you get to cheer each other on. I'm glad that you brought that one up. All right. So next, because you were this year's MVP, you're probably the odds-on favorite to be next year's MVP. Who is your biggest challenge for that award?
Tough one. I mean, it depends on who's going to be allowed to compete for the MVP in that division or who's playing under Delaware Cornhole. I mean, I don't see him a lot. I really think Taylor Hewing is probably one of the better players in the area and is a consistent player, aggressive style throw, can push, can roll, can airmail. I've only shot against him one time, but I really think if he plays enough, he's going to be tough to beat out for the MVP.
Yeah, he was actually supposed to be in our top 10 tournament, but he had a baby a few days before. So that is
Yeah,
the other
congrats.
reason he didn't play. Um,
Yeah,
and he said he wants to be back up there next year. So
yeah,
you're right. He is probably your biggest rival for that one.
yeah, I think so.
All right. So this was a question from someone out there. They wanted to know what is your favorite bag.
My favorite bag manufacturer years ago was Reynolds. I think Reynolds revolutionized the bag industry because when we started throwing our Reynolds carpet bag, which is slower than any bag on the market now, they were saying we were throwing cheater bags. Oh, they're cheater bags. They're cheater bags. If you give somebody a Reynolds Advantage or a Pro X now, they can't even throw them. But this day and age with the board conditions and the bags, hands down, Brotherhood Cornhole, the Guardians, the regular Guardians that are on the fuller side that are broken down to where they play for me like a 3, 4 on the slow side. That's my favorite bag.
All right. Um, I agree. Brotherhood does make some incredible bags. And I don't know if you saw this or not yet, but
I did see that. That's pretty cool.
uh,
Yeah.
it actually I think turned out even better than I thought it was going to with the picture that the mock up. So
Yeah.
pretty excited about it. So all right, good choice. So as a former pro, what do you think of the direction that the ACL's going in dropping down to 100 pros next year?
I think that's good for the ACL. The ACL needs to figure out a way to keep the elite pros in the division and not get tired of playing or not making any money and they just move on. There's always going to be them 25 guys that are always hanging around. They need to keep the top 100 players there. And if they can figure out a way to shrink the division, create revenue to pay these players, whether they win or not, to be there, come out with a substance abuse policy and some type of player rep, that's the next step for the ACL to really become a true sport. Because look, if you can't pass a drug test, you can't play in the Olympic sports, period, hands down. And they need to do something to create revenue for these players to stay in it.
All right, so I've been asking everyone this because to me, I think cornhole needs a little more pizzazz. It needs more characters to it. So I was a WWF fan growing up, and nothing got people pumped up like when you were introducing them and they're coming out to this banger of a song and pyrotech. I don't want to get all that
Yeah.
big, but when we hit a championship, you should get announced. There should be a walkout. You should be
Yeah, that'd be great.
recognized for that. So, what song would you come out to and why?
It's funny you say WWF because I say Rick Dillinger, Real American. That's my song. Hulk Hogan coming out, pumping the crowd up on each side is just something. Once you hear that song, that's right in your mind. It's immediately in your mind.
Yeah, no.
That's the song.
Oh, that's a good one too. Because you
Yeah.
you kind of got the bald head going. I imagine you could rock a sweet mullet.
I know. I know. I was growing a skullet a while back, but I had to shave it off for a funeral.
Well, all right. That's all I got for this week. If you wouldn't mind staying on, guys, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. When I hit 50 subscribers, I'm going to hand out a prize to one of my public subscribers. So, like, subscribe. I'll see you back next week. Lock, load, aim, fire. All right, guys. Bye.